Alright, I'm going to show you how to automate your copper and tin production in SoulMask. Enough stalling, let's get down and dirty. Alright, what do we need to run this operation? Well, you're going to need 2 tribesmen. Traits don't really matter here since they just need to be able to mine to the end of time, basically. You're going to need at least 3 to 4 pickaxes and at least 2 axes to start with. You're also going to need lots of food and some water for them, like a food or a water bag or a broth works just fine here. And you're also going to need 2 excavation sites. Keep in mind, excavation sites are unlocked at level 25, awareness level 25, and that they also need around 100 bronze ingots each to craft. So, as a wise man once said, you gotta spend money to make money. Alright, so the first location you want to head to is this right here. The coordinates will be on screen for you, just in case you can't find it. But it's basically right above the rainforest, next to the wetlands here. And what you basically want to do is get yourself here across the shore. On your right, there should be some hostile tribesmen right here. And then basically you want to head under this overpass, which will lead you here. Obviously, there'll be no structure here at first. It'll just be a bore here. But this is where I have my copper mine set up. So what you basically want to do is make yourself right here, place the excavation site where I'm at. And then as you can see outside here, there are actually several copper veins, at least half a dozen, I think. So this is plenty for your tribesmen to automate for you. And then they also won't have to worry about getting into that cave on the left here, because as you can see, this is the setup you kind of want to follow here. So you go to your excavation site, you place it down, you open up the menu right here, and then you want to set your range to actually enough range so that if you place it right here, I recommend 60 meters, but if I just show area here, 60 meters allows the tribesmen to go all the way over there to that blue border, as you can see, and mine out all of this copper that's respawning outside this cave. Now, this cave right here is actually off limits, which is a good thing because your tribesmen won't have to worry about fighting anything. Those bush dogs in there. And they'll have plenty of ore veins to mine out here as they regenerate each day. So this is kind of the setup you want to follow for your copper. I'll show you what you actually want to do in terms of assigning your tribesmen work. So I'll go in here and I'll select assign work to tribesmen. Go down to whatever tribesmen you have working here. You want to take them to this bonfire and then do the following workshop collection. Select that excavation pit and deselect all of this stuff down here so that they only mine copper or whatever have you. This will save inventory space for them as well as storage space inside the site. Also recommend ticking this down here just to keep the tools and everything out of their inventory once they break. I also opted into making some chests here just for, you don't have to use them because the excavation site has storage, but as you can see, there is over 1,000 copper in here already just from, what, I built this maybe a day ago, so this does generate a ton of copper. Alright, so next up we have our tin. So you want to head over here on the map. As you can see, it's very close to that plunderer's hideout, and this is where I found a ton of tin by this outcrop here. This hill has a ton of it. No enemies are really nearby, and I can't stress enough how good this location is because it's next to this western portal. So you can just pop in here, grab the ore, and head back out to your base. So if I head in here, I built this little defensive wall for my tribesmen here, and this is how I have it set up, very similar to the copper. Excavation site is over here. It's a bit damaged. I'll address that in a minute, but the coverage is set around 20 meters so that he just goes around here and mines the hill. Keep in mind, up top here is a actual enemy location guarding a tin outcrop in the cave, but if I just have it at 20 meters here, he mines it perfectly. All of these veins are eaten up pretty quick. So as you can see, he has almost 100 tin in here, and in his storage area, he's holding around, well, a ton. Alright, so I did forget to mention that you will need to have your workers upkeep the bonfire as well. Make sure to add that into their work. As you can see, a lot of things are decaying at this base. So you want to make sure to bring them those axes and those pickaxes as soon as you can. Also forgot to mention, you want to give both of these guys some stacks of meat and water, and broth works just fine too. Alright, now with both of those things set up, what does the cycle actually look like? Well, the way I do it is I go back to those bases whenever my main base is lacking those ores. So whether it be they're low on copper or they're low on tin, I give those things a visit, and they usually have hundreds waiting for me. But you can also set up smelteries in those outposts as well to make the ingots for you. It's really up to your preference. I just prefer to do it this way. So I collect those ores over there, and then I basically transport it here into this giant sweatshop I have upstairs, and I have my main base tribesmen, which is a lot. More manpower, just work these smelteries, and they get ingots out super duper quickly. And it's really just a great system to have, just keeping the player away from doing unnecessary chores. And that was how you automate copper and tin in SoulMask in like 5 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I did get this idea from Wombat Gaming. He actually created one for iron, but I didn't actually find any tutorials on YouTube on how to do it with copper and tin. I found some really good spots for both to set up bases, so I decided to share that with you guys. So hopefully that was helpful, that was informative, and I'm off.